Rapunzel. Once upon a time, a poor couple lived in a small house. The woman was pregnant, and they did not have enough food. There was a big garden next door, but the garden belonged to a witch. They would look at all the delicious vegetables growing in the witch's garden, and it made them very hungry. One day, the man could resist no longer, and he sneaked into the witch's garden to steal a few vegetables for his wife. Just then, the witch appeared, and she was very angry.
What are you doing? Coming into my garden and stealing my vegetables?
Please let me go. I'm taking these vegetables for my wife. She's pregnant and we have no food.
You will have a child, will you? Then take all the vegetables you like for your wife. But you must give me your baby when it is born.
The man was very sad, but he had to agree. When the beautiful baby girl was born, the witch took her away and named her Rapunzel. The witch locked Rapunzel in a high tower with no doors and no stairs. Years passed, and Rapunzel grew into a beautiful young woman with long golden hair. She would look out of the tower window and sing to the birds of the forest. Every morning, the witch would visit Rapunzel and say,
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Rapunzel would let down her long golden hair, and the witch would climb up the tower to bring her food. One day, a prince was riding past the tower and heard Rapunzel's beautiful singing.
What a sweet voice, and what a beautiful young woman. But this tower has no doors and no stairs. How can I get up to see her?
The prince could not see any way to climb up the tower. But then he saw the witch, and he heard her shout.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
He saw the witch climb up the tower using Rapunzel's long golden hair.
Aha! Now I know the witch's secret.
The next day, the prince came to the tower and repeated the witch's words.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
And Rapunzel let down her long golden hair.
Please change to disc 2 and turn to image number 9.
The prince climbed up the tower and saw Rapunzel. They fell instantly in love, and the prince promised to help her escape. Every time the prince visited the tower, he would bring a small piece of silk cloth. Rapunzel was tying the pieces together, and their plan was to make a long rope. But one day, when the witch came to visit, she found the silk rope, and she was furious. Rapunzel had to tell her everything.
How dare you betray me? You were planning to run away with that no-good prince? That's it. You will never see him again.
And the witch cast a spell. The witch's spell sent Rapunzel deep into the forest to live alone so that the prince would never find her. The next day, the prince went to the tower as usual. The witch used her magic to make the prince think that he was climbing up Rapunzel's hair. But when he got to the window, he saw the witch.
You will never see Rapunzel again.
And with that, the witch pushed the prince and he fell all the way down the tower into some thorny bushes. The bushes scratched his eyes and made him blind. The poor prince did not know where Rapunzel was, and he wandered blindly into the forest. Every day, he kept looking for Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, where are you? Rapunzel, can you hear me?
Then one day, he heard Rapunzel's sweet voice singing to the birds in the forest. The prince cried.
Rapunzel, I am here.
Hearing the prince's call, Rapunzel ran to him and saw that he was blind.
Oh no! Your poor eyes! What has the witch done to you?
She held the prince in her arms and began to cry. Her tears fell into the prince's eyes. And because she loved him so much, her tears healed him. The prince could see again. Rapunzel and the prince travelled to his castle, and they were married the very next day. They ruled the kingdom together and lived happily ever after. The end.